I'm Rowan Hale, 30, a reclaimed timber sculptor in Missoula, Montana. Drop your county in the comments and ring that bell, because the forgeryizer I'm about to unleash turned my parents' prodigy into a pariah and handed me the blueprint to my empire. Like,
Subscribe.
bell on. More stories. More power. Every week. It detonated over Tuesday tacos. Dad, Cal, retired machinist, slammed his beer bottle, so hard foam volcanoed. Rowan, you're gone by Saturday. The cabin's Levi's now. Mom, June, shredded a tortilla into confetti, eyes on the table. My fork covered. Levi, 26, my brother, the AI oracle in Portland, hadn't breathed mountain air in 4 years. I'd poured $68,000, every cent from my live-edge commissions, into this 1908 log lodge. Hand-hewn cedar cladding, forged iron hinges, a riverstone hearth I'd laid stone by stone. I swallowed, nodded, and slipped to the deck I'd rebuilt with my own calluses. They expected a meltdown. They got a manifesto. I was always the wood-chip kid. Levi coded algorithms. I coaxed century-old beams back to life. Cal paraded Levi's Y Combinator acceptance at every potluck. My solo exhibit at the Holler Gallery earned a shrug, and don't saw your fingers off. When the county posted tax foreclosure 5 years back, $68K lien, I was 25, hustling farmers market benches. I liquidated my 401k, sold my motorcycle, and paid it clean. New copper plumbing, new cedar shakes, new soul for the cabin where I'd learned to read grain on Cal's knee. Levi texted a thumbs-up emoji from Oregon. June hung his TechCrunch feature instead of my hand-lettered award. Last summer, I restored the great room. Black walnut slab table, antler chandeliers, I wired myself. June called it rustic. Levi zoomed in. They dissected his valuation for an hour while I wiped resin from my forearms in the mudroom. So when Cal decreed the cabin Levi's, I smelled sawdust and sabotage. Wednesday sunrise, I rang Tessa, my lawyer buddy who once sued A. Mill for fake mahogany. They're handing Levi the lodge I rescued, I said, pacing the porch I'd sistered with reclaimed joists. Uncover the rot. Next call. Milo, credit union VP I'd met crafting his teller stations. Any liens in my name? 30 minutes later, second mortgage, $68,000, pulled 10 months ago. Your lead borrower.
Signatures forged.
The scam landed, my name in a shaky scrawl that looked drunk on turpentine. Cal, June, Levi as co-signers. Funds? Routed to L. Hale Labs, Seed Extension. They'd counterfeited my identity to prop Levi's dying app, then plotted to boot me so he could liquidate the lodge I'd revived. My heartbeat hammered like a mallet on oak. I spent the day documenting every upgrade, time-lapse videos, invoices before and afters. By 1 p.m., a rollback trailer from Missoula salvage idled outside. Out came the walnut table, the antler fixtures, the riverstone hearth, my intellectual property, my equity. The great room rang hollow as a drum. Levi roared, and at twilight, Patagonia vest rumpled, laptop glowing like guilt. What is this, Rowan? This is my legacy. I slid the forged mortgage across the bare subfloor. Your legacy needed my John Hancock. Care to clarify for the DA? His face drained to pine pulp white. You're delusional. I hit speaker on Tessa. Filing felony fraud and identity theft at 9 a.m. Bring bail money. Levi fled, door banging like a misfired nail gun. Thursday, Tessa served cease and desist. Friday, the lender padlocked the equity line, 3 payments in arrears. Saturday, the auction hammer dropped. The lodge sold to a couple who wept over the artisan soul. Cal and June rented a sagging duplex by the rail yard. Levi's startup imploded. Investors vanished like smoke. I ghosted every apology voicemail. In my new loft above the Clark Fork, table reinstalled, chandeliers casting amber, I draft plans for a youth timber guild, teaching kids to read rings instead of code. My neighbor Sage drops venison stew and says, "You planed your own horizon." I'm not the daughter who salvaged their sinking ship anymore. I'm Rowan Hale, shaper of skylines, steward of my own story.